A bright future and the bond of the Big 3 Ultra Difficulty event is finally out, and in this Ultra Difficulty you are going to be able to earn 80 Hero Gems by taking on the Big 3, being Mirio, Sun Eater, and Najire. They are all level 110 and blue type enemies. I am excited to see how this goes. Let me show you my team. This is the team I am going to be running. We have the Deku and the Najire for healing. We have the Mirio for tanking. We have Splash to lower our action skill cooldown time. We have Dull Summertime to give us evasion. So this team hopefully will get through this fairly well. Even though we're not running all green type units, I think it'll be okay. I have Mirio for the bonus medals. I have the bonus free to play memory on. I did not pull the SR memory or the UR memory yet. We'll see if I pull either of those later and I can use them for more bonuses later on. But let's take a look at the strategy info real quick before we hop into this. So for the Mirio, his traits: every set number of turns he gains the ability to evade and gains skill impact up, gains power up when one of his allies excluding himself gets knocked out. So if you kill someone else, keep in mind he's going to get stronger. He gains piercing shot and bullseye when two of his allies excluding himself get knocked out, so you probably got to be careful with knocking out the other two allies. After receiving one attack from an opponent with piercing shot, he gains power up, piercing shot, and HP restoration, so don't use Fantasy Sue here. When his HP is 60% or higher, he gains the ability to cover allies and gives damage down to all of his allies excluding himself. So as long as he has a decent amount of health, he's going to draw aggro, which is going to be kind of annoying. When his HP is below 60%, he gains the ability to hide. All of his status ailments become cancelled and gives critical resistance up to all of his allies. Gives a skill impact up and confusion resist up to all of his opponents that are one of the Big 3. Well, that is good for us because we do have two Big 3 characters on this team, right? So running Big 3 characters is actually pretty good. It might be better to switch out Deku for Tamaki, but we're going to run with what we have. Gives speed up to all of his opponents that are UA high students, takes reduced burning and bleeding damage, and has immunity to skill sealed, paralysis, binding, freezing, blinding, fear, and stun. His main skills: deals damage to the opponent and confuses them, deals damage to the opponent and gives himself skill impact up and speed up, deals damage to his opponent and confuses them, and gives himself the ability to evade with his plus ultra move. So a lot of evasion, tanking, drawing aggro, gets more powerful if his allies die first, a bunch of annoying stuff, right? So next for Tamaki, we have gains skill impact up every set number of turns, gains power up when one of his allies excluding himself gets knocked out. After receiving one attack from an opponent with piercing shot, he gains his own stuff, so don't use the character with piercing shot. Basically, all of his status elements become cancelled when his HP is below 60% as well. Gives skill impact up to all of his opponents that are one of the Big 3, so once again use a Big 3 character. Gives speed up to all of his opponents that are UA high students, so use UA high and Big 3 characters. Takes reduced burning, bleeding damage, and has immunity to skill seals, paralysis, binding, freezing, blinding, fear, and stun. And then just the basic main attack skills. The main thing to note is that he does have bind, and he can also give status element nullification to all his allies, so status elements aren't going to be super useful. Next we have Najire. She gains skill impact up every set number of turns, gains power up when one of her allies gets knocked out, just like the others. After receiving an attack with piercing shot, she gains her own piercing shot, blah blah blah. All of her status elements become canceled when her HP is below 60% like the others, so all of that stuff is the same, right? I'm not going to keep reading that. For the main skills, she can do power down on her attack. She does damage to all of her opponents, and then the skill has skill impact up and speed up. She also gives herself skill impact up and critical hit rate up, and gains critical skill impact up when she's giving critical resist up. So yeah, these characters have a lot going on with them. Like that was a ridiculous amount of strategy info, but we have read the strategy info, and I still think that this team is going to be able to get us through it. So let's try out the new Mirio at level 90 and see how he does in this event. This is not his showcase, to be clear. I will be doing a showcase in Ultra Arena later where I show you guys how good this Mirio can be. I just want to get him fully leveled up, waiting for the ×5 drops that are coming up on the weekends. So make sure you guys are saving your stamina for that as well. Let's get into this. All right, already hopping in, 329,000 health on Mirio, probably around the same amount for Najire and Tamaki. They're all gonna do their power-ups here. This is probably the most annoying part, just sitting here waiting to watch all the power-ups and immunities come through. Like, this is a lot of immunities on these characters, and so you're just gonna, all the immunities coming through. And then Najire still gotta do it too, but yeah, that's fine. So it looks like this one is gonna be fairly challenging. I could be wrong, maybe with the characters I picked it'll be really easy. It'll be interesting C. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do Deku's Delaware Smash. Then we're going to do Nejire Wave, which is going to increase our crit resistance, which is good for us. And then we're probably going to do, I think, Phantom Smash. So Phantom Smash gives character the ability to cover allies for 2 turns and the ability to evade 2 times, which is pretty nice, right? And then we also have the Phantom Kick we could potentially use, which decreases their speed with a medium chance of confusing them and gives ourselves the ability to evade 2 times. But I want to draw aggro to start with because we are taking on an all blue type team. And I don't think, actually, let's do it this way because I want to use Dulce Summertime's evasion first, or sorry, after. What do I actually, hold on. Yeah, let's do it this way. We'll get Dulce. I don't think Dulce Summertime's evasion will stack with Mirio's. Will it give us 3 evasions? I don't think it does. I don't think it works that way. We'll see though. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and do this. 54,000. Oh my gosh, Mirio hits hard in this event. Let's see if it lets me hit. It doesn't even matter. I can't even check anyways because they already did their attacks. We still have 1 evasion, so we've been hit by 2 attacks. Maybe it did stack. Okay, so not too bad so far. We'll see how well this Mirio ends up tanking in the end. Alright, he can't evade this one. 36,000 damage. We did not hit the confuse, but that's still pretty good damage. We should have 3. We only had 2 evasions, so it looks like the evasions do not stack. Okay, so there we go. Now we know. Let's go ahead and use our plus ultras here. We'll use the friend plus ultra as well. This Mirio's plus ultra is going to decrease the defense of whatever opponent he hits by 20% with a high chance of confusing them. Let's do it. This is the friend. 22,000. Resist the confuse, obviously, because of all the resistances we read about earlier. Ooh, okay, got the confuse that time. And it got nullified like immediately, so it doesn't matter. But that's fine. Okay, and we're good on health. I think bringing 2 healers along with this Mirio was the right move, being that he can draw aggro. Putting Splash on the characters on the team here is good too, because now Mirio is able to draw aggro again almost immediately, which is actually super, super useful. If you don't have Splash, you probably want to use a character with action skill cooldown time down, just to make it so you're able to draw aggro as much as possible, because aggro with this Mirio does only last for 2 turns. Alright, Nejire should be pretty close to dead right here, if not dead. I think it's probably good to get rid of her first because she does have the attack balls, which can, over time as the battle goes on, be annoying and, you know, potentially kill us. Alright, and Tamaki is getting low. Mirio's gonna have a plus ultra coming up, but so do we. Alright, and we get evasion from Nejire, and Nejire is going to be going before the Mirio, after Tamaki though. Alright, we got the evasion. Now Mirio's plus ultra doesn't matter. And Amajiki should die here. Amajiki's dead. And now we just have to focus down Mirio. Rinse and repeat. And I feel like this event makes Mirio look very, very good. Oh, his persistence finally kicked in. So let's hope we can make it through without... Now it gets tricky though, because Mirio is going to survive, right, for 3 turns. I think this is the first turn since persistence kicked in. Let's double check. 2 more turns. So we got this turn and next turn. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, man. I hope he doesn't die. We'll see. But that's the bad thing about persistence. I love persistence because it guarantees your character stays alive. That's actually really useful on a tank, right? So, see, he survived that, and I didn't have to worry about it. But it also really sucks because even though if you heal, you're still going to die no matter what, because that's just the way persistence works. So you can see where we at. Persistence. Persistence, we have 1 more turn, and then after that, he's just gonna die. So, let's hope we kill the enemy Mirio here. Otherwise, it will affect our 3-star. Alright, he got evasion. All right, he's dead, and I think we did it. I think we did it. I think our persistence kept us alive. There we go. Okay, there's the 3-star with the new Mirio tanking. I think this could potentially work actually with a better tank. I think Redestro might be better. But you wouldn't have the, I mean, actually you might have a good amount of damage. I don't know if Kirishima would be better necessarily because I don't know if you'd have the damage you needed, but yeah, I don't know, try different things out. It wasn't too bad, I don't think. Just don't use characters with piercing shot basically, and you should be fine in this event. That's kind of what I take away from this. I really didn't think it was too difficult. Make sure if you guys pulled Mirio to build him up, save up your stamina for, well, not just Mirio, any character that you guys get, because we do have ×5 drop rates coming up this upcoming weekend. We had them this last weekend before this. I think this is the last weekend for the 1.5 year global anniversary that we have the ×5 drop rates for character ability boards, so make sure you guys farm those out. Anyways guys, if you enjoyed the video, please go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and thank you guys for watching. Peace.